And that's the other thing about this. You know, I debated because a lot of artists in history, they're very secretive about their techniques because they don't want anybody to steal them and copy them. But I made a decision a few years, probably about 10 years ago, that I was going to start sharing some of these things that I discovered. And I did it a little bit at a time, but at this point in life, I've decided I'm just going to really start sharing pretty much everything I've discovered over the next few years. So I'll be doing some of it in these live shows, but I'm also going to be working with my brother Marcus to produce an online video course to teach everything I know about 3D oil. And it's going to take a while to produce. It'll probably be 6 months to a year before that's done. But, you know, it's a new world. So that's another way that we're going to respond to it, is just be more accessible online.
JD, I believe we have another question from Instagram.
All right.
It says, JD, do you still play the trumpet?
Who knows I play the trumpet? Question is, do I still? Who?
The Life of Zhu.
I have no idea. How did anyone knew I played the trumpet? No, I don't.
No.
I played it when I was 10 years old, and I played it for about 5 years, and I was really bad. So that was not my instrument. What I play now, though, my main instrument now is this and the guitar, knives and guitar. That's what I do.
JD, what wine are you drinking?
Okay, the question is, what wine am I drinking? What are we drinking tonight? The Coppola? Yeah, Coppola. Yeah, good, decent wine. Brad, how are you? You made it. Hey, Trent, how are you? Yay, a few of our friends are here. It's so good. You did? Oh, now, see, he brings the good stuff. Would you mind telling Jagan? Hey, Jagan, is he back there? I'd like a glass of his stuff.
We can make that happen.
Yeah, my friend Brad. This is decent. Brad brings the real good, the real thing. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. All right, pretty exciting painting, huh? And this is the thing. Like the thing about painting live is, you know, most of these paintings, they're not real pretty till right in the end. I mean, so it's kind of challenging to do it and not just look terrible in the meantime, but here you go.
JD,
so that's yes.
We have another Instagram question.
Yes.
Why did you choose red and blue for this particular painting?
Red and blue. Well, okay, that's a great question because you can see it's dark red. It's called alizarin crimson, and this is French ultramarine blue. So I was fortunate. When I started painting, I found a woman. Her name was Liz Richardson. God, I get choked up just thinking about it. She was a genius, but she spent her entire life studying the masters. She wanted to find out what makes the difference between just someone who's good and something that's great and something that winds up in the museum. And so she analyzed. She started with Cézanne, and then she went through Picasso, and she went through all of them. And those that have studied this, there are universal principles that, you know, your gift is God-given, but then once you have that, there are principles that they've discovered over hundreds and hundreds of years that, if you're aware of them, make the paintings even stronger. So, with that said, I was fortunate to study with Liz. Met her when she was 88, and I studied with her till she was 95 years old. And she said she never used black. But what she did was, she said, this is how I make black. She took alizarin crimson, like this, and about an equal part of French ultramarine blue. And if you look at that, when you mix those together, voila, they make what appears to the eye to be a beautiful black. So, basically, what I'm doing here is, rather than mixing total black, I'm letting the blue and the red in places just sort of flow through, so that even though we're going to cover most of this, it's not just a plain black boring surface. So that's what gives it depth. So that's where the red and blue comes from. And I've titled this mixture Liz's Black in honor of her. And I mean, wow. without her mentorship, I mean, when I started painting, I knew that was what I was put on the planet to do. So I had a gift, but I didn't know anything. I was untrained. I was untrained, and so I put out in the universe, because even then I was practicing reflectionism. I was practicing the law of attraction, and I've learned that if you put an intention into the universe, it's going to manifest. I mean, and whether we want it to or not, a lot of times. But if you want something really powerful, you put it out there, and invariably the universe brings it to you. So when I had gotten to the point where I knew I discovered oil, knew that's what I was put on this planet to do, then I said, I want a mentor. I mean, I want someone that can show me the things you can't show in books. And so about 3 months after that, someone told me about this woman that had spent her life studying the masters, and she took only very few people under her wing. She was she was tough, but I convinced her to let me study with her. And once again, the universe, you just ask, and you get what you ask for. But none of us would be here tonight if it weren't for her. Because even though I discovered this 3D oil technique on my own, I don't think I ever would have achieved what I have as an artist without learning the things I learned from Liz. And so that's again why, as we get in, this is our first night. I'm not going to share everything tonight, but over the next couple of years, I'm going to share every damn thing I know about art, whether you want to hear it or not. I mean, so it's my way now to give back like Liz did to me, and let others have the joy of this amazing medium. All right, so this thing, the underpainting's done. I'm just going to real quick, I like to touch up the edges outside, because the way we display our paintings, we let the side of the canvas show. We do what's called a floating frame, and you can see a little bit of the edge of the canvas. So that's why I just touch this up, and then I don't have to do it later. All right. I noticed today there was traffic. Did you guys notice that?
Yes.
It's the first day. It seemed kind of like a Friday in a while, which is good and bad, isn't it? I don't know about you guys, but it's been hard, and I know there's been a lot of suffering and disruption of people's lives, but I have to say, being forced into this quarantine, I think it's a gift. I mean, think about how, probably all of you, all of a sudden, you've got all this time because we're not going from one thing to the other or doing this or doing that. And it's been a true time for reflection. And, I'm grateful because this show is because of it. We're going to do a whole new thing, because of something that started as a tragic event. But, you look at history, and in every calamity, there's a lesson. Whether it's people coming together, whether it's, they say that necessity is the mother of invention, and it's true. And these last few months have really been cool. It was kind of weird, going back to work at first. We are, by the way, for those of you that don't know us, we are at Samuel Lynne Galleries. We're in Dallas, Texas. This is our 11th year in business, and so we were closed like everybody else for 2.5 months, and then we're allowed to open 3 weeks ago, and we were the first gallery on the street to open. Nobody opened the first week. Now, we're trying to be respectful and safe. I mean, man, we've cleaned the daylights out of this place. We wash our hands. We follow the protocols. But you know what? We wanted to say, hey, we're alive. Let's get out and start. And what we've seen over the last 3 weeks is everybody's opening, and now it's kind of getting back to normal. But yeah, it's been quite an experience. All right, so there's our background.
This is supposed to be the good wine, Judy.
Oh, the good wine. Okay, let's try that.
Larry Perkins has a question.
Larry does?
Yeah,
Hey, Larry, what's your question?
all the Perkins are on.
Yay, guys.
JD, do locations, say like Martha's Vineyard, ever prompt you when creating a specific piece of art?
Okay, these are some of our collectors and who have become good friends, which is what happens with us. The Perkins out in Martha's Vineyard, we went to visit them a couple of years ago. So their question is, what was it? What was the question?
Do locations ever inspire your art?
Oh, do locations ever inspire my art? Absolutely, they do. And actually today when I was looking through my photographs to decide what to paint, there was a series of the ones we took there, and it was tough. It was actually going to be Martha's Vineyard or Whistler, but for whatever reason, this particular color palette appealed to me today. But yeah, travel, I mean, is really inspiring, especially when you go to beautiful places like that. Oh, Brad, this is delicious. What kind of wine is this? Brad, what is this?
I have no idea. I didn't order.
You don't know. No, this is yours, isn't it?
You're still drinking.
He brought me the good stuff.
I haven't brought my wine in yet.
Oh,
Oh,
well, wait.
I was told it was the good stuff.
Oh, well, you know what? I got 2 glasses of the good stuff, so I'm good. Okay. All right, well, let me know. No, dude, you don't have to go get it. I just thought that shows you what I know. I couldn't tell the difference. That's really bad. I will, though. When his comes in, I'll be able to tell. Leslie, how are you? Welcome.
Did Liz ever write any books?
Does what?
Did Liz Richardson ever write any books?
Did Liz Richardson? No, she kind of put her own book together, but they were like pages, and you know what's terrible? I spent 2 years of those first 2 years. She made me go once a week she had this small group of people that she lectured once a week with, and I had to go for 2 years before she would give me a private lesson. So every week I'd go, it was me and these 7 old ladies. It's like the white hairs, right? And me, no hair and the white hairs. That'd be a good band. And again, I forgot the question. I'm just, Liz. Did she write a book? So sort of, but she had this pass out thing that she did over 2 years, and I had the whole thing, and I lost it. I don't know what happened to it. I was looking for it about 15 years ago after she died, and it's gone. But the good thing is it's up here. I've got pretty much all of it now in my head, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start teaching it. So, all right, we need some green. Let's start putting some leaves. So again, here like this, I'll show it again. Arturo, can you get a close-up for those that just tuned in? This is a photograph that I took when we were in Whistler, Canada. It's just a beautiful hanging arrangement that was on the street. And so I'm just going to take this and translate this into oil. And you'll see, it'll be similar when we finish, but it's also, this is the beauty of art. I can kind of do my own thing with it. So that's what I do. I typically start from the background and work forward. And so the next thing I'll put in is some of the foliage to start building the greenery behind it. And again, it's all done while it's wet and wet. Get a couple of greens here. And it is pure oil paint. There's no fillers, nothing that you have to put into it to get this real thick paint. It comes out of the tube that way. It's all in how you apply it. And that's the trick of 3D oil painting. All right. By the way, again, these just little things like this, I didn't know this when I started, but these are disposable palettes. In the old days, you had a big, those round wood things that people would hold, and they'd have all their paints on them. You'd have to clean them. Well, these you get something on it and just tear it off, and you got a clean palette.
Well, this looks great. So,
Hi.
JD,
Oh, hi.
welcome back.
Yay,
Hi,
Grace
everyone.
Cooper, our assistant director
Lovely
and
to
co-host.
see you all again. I was
Hi.
hiding behind the camera.
Yeah.
So in about 5 minutes, we're going to take one of our artists, Leah Fisher,
Good.
back, and around the gallery, and we're going to talk about kind of what she's doing and some of her paintings. So we just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of a warning. So
Yay.
5 minutes.
Yeah, good.
Still with JD, and then we're going to go and head straight over.
Can
to
you give me
Leah.
10? Because I want to let me get the first layer of greenery.
Okay.
Please.
I'm going to give you
Give me 10
Okay.
minutes, please. So
Okay.
good. So Leah, you are. So this is the cool thing that we're going to do. So Leah Fisher is here tonight, and she's going to talk to Grace and go through a project she's been working on. And I'm not going to tell about it because I want you guys to talk about it.
Yeah.
So I'll take a break, have some wine, going to visit with Leah and Grace, and then I'll come back and finish the painting. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Work?
Sounds great.
Okay, good.
All right.
Grace Cooper, everybody, our co-host, yes. Good job. She's from Texas, can you tell? Oh, wait. Yeah, Texas, England. It's near London. Okay, so I'm just putting a few greens out here that I'm going to use for all this foliage. I remember when I did my first show, first public show, that I had developed this technique, and I went in, and I remember the first show I did, artists would come in and they'd see my work on the wall, and it was so much oil, and I literally heard people gasp, like, oh my God, because they know how expensive it is. And it was just that at the time, I was working for CBS Radio, and I could afford to buy all the oil I needed, but if you notice, I mean, that's just a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll use this whole pile in a painting. All right. So we'll just start putting some greenery on here. Yay. So we had a phone call with Brandon Boyd this week. Brandon, for those of you who don't know him, which not many people that don't, he's the lead singer for Incubus, and actually one of my favorite bands. It's weird how things happen, but when I started painting this 23 years ago, they had just come out with their first album. And I don't know why, but I fell in love with their music, and I literally wore that thing out. I bet I played it 500 times in the first year and a half. And so as things come around, I always loved them. 3 years ago, a show in LA. We met Brandon. Turns out he's an amazing visual artist, truly gifted. And so we did our first show with him last year, and we had one scheduled for this year in March. And guess what? It got canceled because of all this stuff. So Brandon, is going to be coming in. We'll do something with him this year when we find out. But what I'd love to do is get him here, once the quarantine out of LA is lifted, and have him come in and sit in for one of our shows, and talk to him about music and his art and everything. But it's just really fun, the people that we get to meet here. Makes life interesting. So see how I'm kind of following these Arturo right here? I'm sort of starting to just get some of the shapes. That's what I love from working from nature, because I can make stuff up and make a pretty cool painting, but when you follow nature, nature's the one that's the real artist. It just makes it a lot easier. See, like right there, I mean, I may not keep those, but see those leaves right there? So watch this right there, you ready? That's how you do it. And there's my dog. Yay. All right, so in just couple of minutes, I'm going to get a few more leaves on here and take a break, and we're going to cut to Grace and Leah and hear about Leah's project that she's working on. It's quite amazing. Okay, and then I need a little bit of... And if you notice, I'm not Not overworking the paint, letting it breathe. Liz, my mentor, would say, everybody overmixes their paint. They kill it. They kill the life. So she taught me, when I'm using my oils, to just lightly blend it and let the application on the canvas really do the final blending of the colors. And boy, it adds a lot of richness. So see that? Like, watch. I'll just do just a touch in there and not completely blend it. Bam. And I need a little bit of dark oil. And then we're going to cut to the ladies and hear about Leah's stuff. Man, oil is just an amazing medium. Look at that. That's beautiful. Love it. See, like right here, see that little bit of kind of yellowish green? That's what I'm doing right here. Just, again, we won't keep all of this, but I'm just, because it's so beautiful, I want to keep that in there, and it will turn into something pretty cool when we're done. It also keeps variety. It keeps it from being too monochromatic. All right. Okay, I'm almost ready to take a break. If you guys have questions for Leah or Grace when they go in there, just text us on, what are we texting on now? YouTube, Instagram? What's the main community? Which one are we looking at first as far as people messaging? Facebook's number one. So yeah, if you have a question, contact us on Facebook. We'll try to take care of it. All right. Well, as soon as they're set up there, guys, give me the word, and I'll stop painting for a little bit. Let me know when we're ready, and we'll switch cameras. Looking pretty good. Are we ready yet? All right, cool. I can work in the meantime.
The more you meditate, the less likely you are to make a mistake.
Is that me? That's me. It's my butt.
Rugglesville girl to meditation teacher.
I love this. Mind Valley. All right, how we looking? I can keep working. Okay, guys, so just so you know, those that are tuning in, we'll be here for at least another hour. So, got plenty to come.
JD, the painting looks amazing online.
Does it?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
That's
it's
me?
Seriously, the colors are amazing.
Yeah, I love it. Well, Marcus brought, like, these cameras are,
Amazing.
yeah, they're the real deal. So, Marcus, while we're waiting, what is your website? Marcus, is it Marcus?
JeffreyMiller.com.
And this is my brother Marcus,
Hello,
Marcus
everyone.
Jeffrey Miller.
I'm
He's
here with
directing.
one of
Yeah,
our
Marcus
artists, Leah Fisher,
put together
and
an
I'm just gonna
incredibly
kind of talk to
complex
her
thing, and
about
we're going
what
to be
she's
working
been doing
together. But
lately, what she's been
he's
up
also a
to,
great
and then the
videographer, and
inspiration
he's got
behind
a.
this beautiful
His site is
painting,
Marcus
which is one of my
Jeffrey, and
favorites.
Jeffrey is
I
just
love the use of
JFFRY,
glitter.
no E.
It's super
Miller.
fantastic. It's stunning.
Marcus Jeffrey
And
Miller,
so
same
let's
last
get
name.
to
Go
it.
figure.
Hi, how is everybody doing out there?
Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
What would you like to know, Grace?
Just talk us through the
Yes.
inspiration of this painting and this piece.
Oh,
and
are they
what you did
there?
to create it and all the
My
proceeds of
parents
that.
are watching. Yay, where?
This is a
Here?
series
Hi,
of
Mom.
self-portraits that
Hi,
I've been
Dad.
doing
How are
for
you
a couple
guys?
years now. This is one of my latest ones.
We miss you, yeah.
And,
Well,
um,
and you know what? They were
self-portraits
locked
is a very
down.
loose
They couldn't
term.
even go out
They
of their
are more
room
like inner
for like
self-portraits, so
almost 2
I
months. So
start
yay,
painting
at least you can get
out
out
of
now.
intuition.
Miss you guys.
Generally start with a color palette, and they sort of take on a life of their
And we're
own. and
trying to
it's
get ready
almost
to
a
go to our first
conversation
cutaway.
between
So this is
me and a face.
live,
and it's
live,
very much a
live.
surprise whenever I get done because they're not really planned. This one I did 2 days.
Yeah, my
after
parents were
my
pretty amazing.
46th
They-
birthday party, which was
they
so
gave-
fun.
yeah. Ready to
We
quit?
had the best time. Lots of friends there.
all right.
Lots of
Ready to go?
good things
Oh.
and fun things happened, and it was. This is actually just kind of a happier version of one of these self-portraits because it was really inspired by some good memories with some good friends.
Oh, I love that. And it's such a beautiful
my mic
painting.
off.
I mean, I'm sure you saw the close-up Arturo did. It's just absolutely stunning. And so kind of talk us through what you've been doing lately. I've heard you're possibly writing a book or creating a book with all your works. So tell us a little bit about that and what you're doing with that.
Sure. I've been working on a coffee table book that specifically addresses these self-portraits. It'll be a book with probably 30 or 40 of these with vignettes. Oh, she's very upset about it. With 30 or 40 vignettes kind of explaining different times in my life, different emotions, different people that have had influence on me and my journey through that, all depicted through these portraits. So hopefully it will be done by the end of the year, and we'll be launching it next year, I'm hoping. So,
Well, isn't that exciting? I think everyone watching should definitely have to order that book because I know I will. Pre-order, I know I will, for sure. Yes, for my new apartment. And now we're going to move to this fantastic piece of artwork, which is another one of your self-portraits, if I'm correct.
Sure, yeah. This is from my first show a couple of years ago. And so it's very different energy than the first portrait that we looked at. You know, the other one was kind of fun, a little bit pretty. This one, you know, is definitely still me, but more of an edgier side, more serious.
Kind of a darker side.
A darker side. You know, we looked at this, and JD says that he's seen this look a lot in business meetings. Like, kind of like, it's the look I give you whenever you're saying something and I completely disagree with you, and it's not working for me. So, you know, the thing about these portraits is that it really just shows a lot of different emotions that I think that as human beings we all can relate to at one point or another. So, yeah, some of them get a little bit moody, but just like us, right? A little moody. Just like us.
It's very enigmatic. And then let's go forward to this one as well, which is another one, but it's a bit more smaller than the one we've just seen.
So this one is some of them are other people and how they reflect in me, but this one is more me. And this one is, I'm kind of talking about my college years. It's kind of like how my hair was and sort of what I looked like. And it's kind of innocent and wide-eyed, not quite privy to everything that's happening in the world. But yeah, it's like definitely college years. So I think this one was just reflecting a time, not much like a different meaning. But you know, but again, they appear, and I assign the meaning to them after I look at them. So this is just what it reminded me of when I was finished with the painting.
So do you kind of paint and go through the process, and then when you're finished, you kind of think, oh, this really reminds me of like when I was younger, or this really reminds me of all those emotions when I was kind of thinking or going through this thing, and then you assign that to that particular piece?
Absolutely, yeah. These are completely unplanned. They're intuitive. They come alive on canvas, and it's really what I love about these is when you're working on them. Every stroke that you do, it changes the personality of the painting. So it's like you're having a conversation with a person as you're doing it. So they're really fun to do.
Well, they're absolutely amazing artworks. I mean, everyone can kind of see that for themselves. I love them working here. I mean, Leah's one of my favorite artists here, so they're pretty fantastic. Now, we're going to take you back to JD. Oh, and here he is. He's right here.
Yeah. Oh, I've got it. Oh, no, I don't have a
Oh, you do
You've
have
got
a
it.
microphone.
So did you tell them about what you're working on with the self-portrait series and everything?
Yeah, we sure did.
Yeah, Leah's favorite thing is writing. Not, right?
I got
Yeah.
some done today.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, did you guys tell them about the one at the Virgin Hotel?
We did not.
They need to check
Leah
that out.
has a fabulous piece at the Virgin Hotel, which if you haven't gone to the Virgin, you definitely should. It's a fabulous place to kind of spend your dinner, or they have a pool area, which is such fun. But Leah, talk about the piece that's there and what you really enjoy about it.
And I'm going to go get ready.
Okay.
See you guys in a minute.
Well, the piece that's at the Virgin is actually the hallmark piece, and will
Fine.
probably be on the cover of the book. It's self-portrait, super normal. And what the book is generally about is
She's actually, see,
the term
you can't really hear the
supernormal
audio
is
because it's on a
psychological
delay.
term
She's talking
that
about her
it describes
her
people
series,
that come from
her self-portrait
maybe
series.
challenging backgrounds or have some trauma.
Yeah.
But instead
I mean, you
of
go out there
folding
and
underneath
listen,
the
huh?
pressure and maybe becoming
You outta here?
extremely dysfunctional themselves,
Thanks for
they get
stopping
very
by.
super productive, so they are super normal. And that's what
Yeah.
this is about. It's a lot about my family history, about my role in that, how I function within that family system. And so yeah, that painting is right at the Virgin Hotel, and it fits perfectly. It's really cool. So
It's such a stunning piece. If you have the chance to see it, you definitely must go and look at it. All right. Well, I think we're finished here, unless you want to talk about some more of your pieces. I think we're good? Okay. So, yes. So Leah and Abby are off. And if you'll just follow us, we're going to go back to the studio and see what JD is doing. So let's go.
All right,
Right,
so
everyone,
we keep going, right,
we're
Marcus?
back.
Am I back?
JD's
Am I live?
back. You're live?
Grace, come over here a second. Grace, get over here.
I'm here.
So, you talked to Leah?
Yes, I
Yeah.
talked to Leah.
Yeah, and so her self-portrait series, pretty amazing, huh?
Oh, they're fabulous.
Yeah, yeah.
They're fabulous. Leah is one of my favorite artists in the gallery, and her self-portrait series are amazing, as you just saw for those of you who tuned in. Now, she also has a piece at the Virgin Hotel, like she and I discussed, so if you haven't seen it, you absolutely must go and see it. It's fantastic, it looks amazing there, and it's just such a treat for the eye. I
Yeah.
mean, there's really no other way to describe it.
Oh, and it's a great selfie
Yeah.
deal. So if you go to the Virgin Hotel, and when you go into the bar and restaurant area, they both feed into one long hall for their bathrooms. Their bathrooms are pretty cool too. But at the end of the hall is Leah, and I've seen so many selfies of people
Oh,
just
yeah.
taking, because it's perfect.
Yeah. For those of you who love taking selfies, definitely go and grab one with her. And then while you're there, grab a drink and peruse some of the art that we have at the Virgin Hotel, because we also have some of your pieces there as
Yes,
well.
yes, we do. You know, one thing we could talk about too before I get back to painting is that, so this week, next week we're going to take a week off. Okay, we're going to give ourselves 2 weeks to like see how everything shakes out from this. You're part of our shakedown cruise. Thank you for figuring all this out, helping us to do that. But next week we'll be back, and then from that point on we'll be going weekly, and we'll definitely do it through the summer, and then we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just right in front of you, like it's like blocking you.
What's blocking me?
You're asking to move the tripod, whatever tripod.
This tripod?
Yeah, it can't, it's like
Well, we can't. We're not moving it. We can't move any tribe. Sorry, guys.
right in front of your faces. I mean, it's where you at.
There's a
Maybe
there's
if we
something
move-
covering up our face, or is it this? Oh, it's this. It's Instagram. It was on Instagram.
Facebook if they want to see the real.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. So again, guys, we're kind of, this is all new for us. My brother Marcus this is what he does for a living as a videographer. But as far as the live broadcast, this is new territory for everyone.
Is the first. I mean, this is the first inaugural show of Reflection Fridays we have. So we're just kind of. This is sort of a tester. We're running through this. We're going to see what works best for us. We do have Instagram up just for people that don't have any other social media, but perhaps going forward we'll use Facebook and YouTube just because of the camera quality.
Yeah.
And we want all of you guys to see what we're doing as best as we can, which is kind of the main point. I mean, when you have a
Right.
painting, you want to see it in the highest quality.
Yeah, so we'll probably have the Instagram one going just to, like you did today, but to get the full benefit of the show, either YouTube or Facebook are going to be the ones to check out, because then you get all the cameras and the
Yeah.
cutaways and all that, which we don't have on Instagram.
No.
And they just don't have the capability, so too
No.
bad, right?
Yes, we want high definition for all of you viewers.
That's right. Okay, well, should I get back to work?
Yes, shall I get off camera?
I know, but you could just stand there while I paint. No, yes, please.
I'll just stand over here. No,
All
I'm
right,
just
you-
joking.
All right, I'll get to
I'm
work.
off, everyone. Enjoy.
You'll be back, though.
Yes, I'll be back.
All right, guys. So, for those of you who might have just tuned in, here's where we are. I was talking about my trip to Whistler a couple of years ago. This is one of the photographs that I took. It's just a beautiful street arrangement that was in the village. And so I thought today I wanted to do something really bright and beautiful, and I picked this. And so what I'm doing is basically translating this image into 3D oil. This is what I do when I travel. I'll come back and then remember how great the trip was, and then have something, not only the photograph, but a painting to commemorate, whatever trip it was. So what I've done is I've laid in the background first, all oil, all wet. Next thing, all the foliage, again, following as close as I can to the picture, but then, being expressionistic with it. And now, guess what I get to do? Flowers. Ta-da! Flowers are the fun part. So let me guess I could have been cleaning my knives while we were interviewing. Yeehaw. So any more questions, Kristen? Nope? Good. All right. I have a question. Not really. Just kidding. All right. And again, while I'm doing these, I don't do this when I do my live shows, but I'm trying to show as much as I can about what I'm doing. And one thing you'll notice, Marcus, are we on this camera? Okay, can you see that knife okay? So what I do, between each application, I'm taking the Kleenex and I'm cleaning it. So every time I grab new oil, I've got a clean knife. Because if I don't do that, those of you who have done oil painting and had their paintings turned to mud, that's the reason. You've got to keep your instruments clean. All right, so I'm going to kind of start these. All right.
Okay, I've got a question.
Okay, a question. I love questions.
Is there a particular band or genre you like to listen to while you paint?
I love that question. Is there a particular band or genre that I like to listen to while I paint? I was talking earlier, man. One of my favorite bands is actually one that one of our great artists founded, which is Incubus, and I love Incubus. And when I started painting, I said this, and I'm not kidding, I probably played that album 500 times, over and over while I was painting. Because when I discovered this, I painted 7 days a week, 10, 12, 14 hours a day, plus working at CBS. And Incubus was a great inspiration. But then other than that, I like to put like Tom Petty on. You know, I do Spotify. I just put that. I love Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, the Eagles, and all that. That's kind of the stuff I like and that I cut my teeth on. So that's probably what I listen to most of the time. All right. So, right here. Is Arturo handy? Is there a close-up on this, Marcus, or no? No. Okay. Well, what I'm doing here, guys, that picture I showed, there's some really cool, like orange flowers. Again, look how close that is. That's all I'm doing is matching what's in front of me, and I'm going to lay those in first. And again, they're going to be fast and free. Clean the knife. And I'm just sort of mimicking the way that nature put him here. All right, not trying to reinvent the wheel, just capture it in a painting. And this orange I'm making with cadmium yellow hue and a little bit of red, cad red, just a touch. That's pretty much our orange flowers there. Pop a little bit down here to bring it around. Travis, how are you? So good to have just a few of our friends here to kick off this first broadcast. It's Reflection Friday, Samuel Lynne Galleries. And as things open up, we will start allowing people to make reservations to be part of our audience. So I think this is going to be fun. All right. Next flower. Let's do these. This is kind of a violet. Isn't that nice? It totally tangerine. Or what? I've heard of persimmon, but I can't even honestly say I know what that is.
Just like that. That's really pretty with the brown edges on it.
I like it.
Wow.
Good. All right, and then a little magenta. So I'm going to do these little beautiful kind of light violet magenta flowers.
Beautiful. That's back to me and the Brothers crew, huh? Production crew.
Yeah, getting pretty close. Marcus, is this thing working over here for the mixing? Cool. So you can see I'm kind of going for these. Now that I need a little more blue tinge to it, so I'm going to add a little French ultramarine blue in here until we get, excuse me, the color that we're looking for. You know, my mom and dad are watching today, and that makes me happy. We've been very fortunate. We were very fortunate because our parents pretty much let all of us kids pursue our creative visions. Hasn't always been easy, but all of us now are fortunate to be in very creative enterprises. And guess what? If it weren't for our parents, we wouldn't be here. So thank you, Mom and Dad. Love you. Excuse me, tickle my throat. I'm not sick. Isn't it weird how now you get a cough? You know, it's like, oh yeah. It's a brave new world. Yep. So yeah. So while I'm mixing this blue or purple up, just really want to thank everybody for coming today and being part of this or being on air. We are going to start doing this regularly. It's called Reflection Fridays, and it's all about the law of attraction. And we're going to be doing things like I'll be doing live paintings some weeks, and then hopefully we'll get Leslie and Chris in with me, my musical compadres, and you know, we'll have a night where we'll do some music. And it's just going to be a weekly show, so it'll be kind of fun, won't it? We'll get in here and do some of the stuff we did the other day in the studio. I'm having a hard time getting that particular color. Look at this. See, it's close, but that ain't it yet. And sometimes you just have to mess with it till you get. Let me try some more magenta. You don't have to get it exact, but I want it to feel close anyway. Love my, you like that? The jingle, jangle, jingle. You guys ever hear that song? I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle as I go riding merrily along. And they say, hey, ain't you glad you're single? And that song ain't so very far from wrong. Yeah, that's right, yeah. That's right. Oh, Lily Bell, I may have done some fooling, this is why I'll never tell. I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle as I go riding merrily along. Oh yeah, we're getting crazy. Getting crazy. Man, guys, I cannot get that color to save my life. Let me think about this. What could I... That's an odd color. We may just have to get close today, but try a little more. Let's try some dioxazine purple. If anything will make it work, this is it. This is the one. Whoa! There we go. Okay, a little bit more white. Yeah, it's kind of that red tinge that I'm trying to get. But if I do too much of that, it gets too red. And this is the kind of stuff you do. Like there's no one way to mix color. So much of it is intuitive, and just after, doing something for years, you start to kind of know, okay, here's what I use to get certain types of colors. But I think that's good enough. Let's go with that for today, because I do have to finish this before the show ends. All right. So the same process. I'm just going to kind of get up there, start building these other flowers. I'm super intrigued by that particular shade. I'm going to have to experiment with that this week when I have some time, because that's a very challenging color. But it is possible with a little work to figure it out exactly. The other thing I'm doing, for those of you who are painters, this is something I will be talking about when we start doing the online courses, but whenever you have a color that's like something that's a significant color in a painting, you want to make sure you move it around the canvas. If you notice, I'm kind of bringing these colors around, even if they might not go that far, because I want the eye to follow. When it finds a color, I want it to follow it around the canvas. Okay, it's pretty good. Let's get this a little. And if you notice, I'm starting to get some depth on there now.
Oh, pretty.
Yeah, I'm putting letting this stuff go on thick. All right.
JD, I'm
Yes.
back.
Hi, Grace.
Hello.
Hi, how are we doing on time, by the way?
I think we're doing really well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
How amazing does this look?
I think it's shaping up.
Yeah.
I was just saying, you know, it's interesting. I don't have time today to fine tune it, but see this color right here?
This purple color?
Yeah, it's just beautiful,
Oh,
but
it's stunning.
it's going to take a little work. That's a difficult color to match. I mean, that's purple, but it's not that one. So for today, I'm gonna live with it, but I'm gonna have to find out what that is, because God, it's just
I think you need a tiny bit more pink in the purple.
exactly. But when I
Just a
do
little.
that, it's turning to
Too-
mud. Yeah.
Oh, no.
So that's exactly what it does need, but it's not working. Let me try this. Just
I love watching JD mixing all his paints. It's super cool.
I set this to let me know we had 10 minutes till. Which broadcast ends first, Marcus? Facebook is ending in 10 minutes. Oh,
So
sorry,
10
Grace.
minutes to the end. No, it's okay.
Oh,
So when we've kind of done our live streams before, every
Yeah.
time I've been in the background until now,
Mm-hmm.
but I love watching JD mix all his paints because they're so beautiful. If you look at all the colors together, and he has his little knife, and he mixes everything, and they're just stunning. And the way he works his magic on canvas, I mean,
you know what I
it's
like?
perfect to see.
You make it sound good.
There we go.
Man, I'm impressed with myself. Damn, I thought I was good, but now I know for sure. Yes, thank you, dear.
But it really is amazing. And I
yeah.
mean, look at, like, for those of you who've been with us from the beginning, look at where we started and then look at where we are now with this amazing
Yeah.
piece of artwork and all the detail you can see in there and the 3D dimensional oil. I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah, like right here, look at that's the first really big chunk I got on. We're gonna get some 3D. It's probably about 60% done right now.
60%.
Yeah, we're in the home stretches. So for those of you who have not met Grace, Grace Cooper is our new assistant director at Samuel Lynne Galleries.
I'm the new assistant director.
Yes. As you can tell, she's not from Texas, from London.
Very, all the way far from Texas. No.
Yeah, the big
Yes.
over the big pond.
Over the very big pond.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Grace grew up in London, and we are fortunate. She's been in the art business working for actually a very famous international dealer. And guess what?
Now I'm
Now
here.
she's here. So yay!
And
welcome.
I'm very happy to be here. I mean, to work alongside JD and Kristen, our director,
Mm-hmm.
is just such a great. I'm so grateful for the opportunity, and I love learning from them. And I
Thank
get to
you.
be on camera.
Yeah. All right. And you're going to be from now on. So you'll be my co-host going
Yes,
forward.
going forward, I'll be here with JD
Mm-hmm.
as we move through this and kind of do it
Yeah.
in the next 2 weeks, and
Yeah,
then
we'll do 2 weeks and then weekly
weekly.
for at least the summer. And
Yeah.
if we want, we'll keep going. We'll
And
decide.
we want all of you to join us.
Yes. Tell your
So
friends.
keep tuning in, tell your friends, tell everyone you'd want. You can have a little at-home party while you watch. So you can have a watch party, like a
Mhm.
Netflix party, but with a live painting, which is, I think, a bit better.
I do too. Well,
Yeah.
but we got to keep it. I mean, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking too, like, I don't know, I've got a lot of ideas. This is going to be great. One of the things we are going to do in the future, we've had feedback that people would like to be able to buy these paintings that we do
Yes.
live. So we haven't decided 100%, but we think we're going to go to a live auction each
Yes.
week and give someone the opportunity to buy the painting. You know what I thought? Well, so auctions are tricky.
They are.
We do a lot of charity auctions, and if they're not done well, man, you can put a $30,000 painting in, and it sells for $5,000. Well, that's good for the person that bought it, but it is, but not, but it's not great as far as like creating value for your work. So
Yes.
we've had other ones where they go for $40,000, so it can work both ways. So you know what I was thinking? Well, would that be bad? Say we do this, and say someone, this painting, this size is what, probably about $22,000, $23,000 in the gallery. But say we do it, and someone on a night got it for $2,500.
You need to do a minimum.
But I'm debating. I'm thinking, because here's the deal. Like, it's a reason for people to tune in, because you can't walk into the gallery anytime and buy one of our paintings
Yeah.
for basically, pennies on the dollar. But wouldn't it be fun just do it each week, and someone's probably going to get pretty lucky, I don't
Yeah,
know. We're
why
thinking about
not?
doing that. Yeah, and
I think it would
So-
be great.
you think so? Yeah. Why? I mean, why not? I mean, so yeah. Yeah. So you know what? Let's make a decision now. 2 weeks. Let's auction the painting.
Let's do it.
Right?
So,
Not this. Yeah.
You
yeah.
heard it in 2 weeks.
Why
So
not?
our next broadcast will be auctioning the painting. So
live
make
painting.
sure make sure for you to tune in, but tell all your friends and anyone else
Mm-hmm.
if you want to have a painting, you have to tune in so you can live auction and bid on it.
Yeah. And
I mean,
If
I'd
someone
want
gets-
to take this home, so
someone gets a crazy deal. I mean, I think in this case, it's different, isn't it?
yeah.
Don't you think so?
Absolutely.
Okay, so next week, guys, I'm going to paint another painting. We're freaking auctioning it live. And we got to figure out how to do
We're
that.
gonna do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ready? Okay.
Yeah,
You guys
let's
heard
do
it.
it.
18 follower,
Go with your gut.
Yeah.
fan, it's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
For all those people that circled the gallery,
Yeah.
for every show that you guys have thrown and looked and said, oh gosh, if I could only,
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
If you could only afford it. You're right.
Seriously, because
Mm-hmm.
if I could only, those people need to be logging in and joining the party.
Lisa Benson, one of our best friends and earliest collectors.
I am
She knows.
a collector.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think so. I think it's time to do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
More
don't
details to come, right?
think I'm going to do a minimum. I
No
mean,
minimum.
like if it sells for $100, I'll pay $100. Okay, like I'll buy the freaking painting. If it's, but I mean, something reasonable, and we go forward. And if someone
Something
gets
fun.
it, fantastic. And if
Yeah.
one night it goes, the other thing I think I made. Well, I'm not going to say too much. I got
No,
all these
don't
ideas.
divulge all your secrets.
But we'll go with that. Okay.
Yeah.
Next week we
Yes.
auction next week's live.
2 weeks from
2
now.
weeks from tonight.
2 weeks from
2 weeks from
tonight,
night,
we'll be doing the live auction of the next painting. So
The one that's done that night.
yes.
Yes. And by the
Yes.
way, for anybody that's tuning in, this is a Reflection Friday. We are at Samuel Lynne Galleries in Dallas, Texas. This is my co-host, Grace Cooper. I am J.D. Miller.
Hello.
And we are just here kicking off something that's, I think, is going to be fun, guys.
Yeah.
We have a few of our friends that the first live people we've had in for, anything since
Quite a
the
while
quarantine.
as we kind of continue to open up the gallery doors. So it's great to welcome everyone in.
Yes.
People who we love, some of our friends. I mean, it's fantastic.
Yes. All right, should I get in and finish?
I think you should.
Okay, why
Yeah.
not? Go back to work. All right, and by the way, my brother Marcus Jeffrey Miller is directing. Brilliant. Kristen Rivas, our director. Can we get it? Oh, do we miss Kristen? I want a shot of Kristen working the freaking computers. Let's see this. This is our director, Kristen Rivas. And next to her is Arturo Marino, our operations director. And he is, as you can see, he is our safety protocol officer. That's right. So thank you guys, man, this is fun. And let's do a shout out for Jagan Seva, who's our bartender tonight and one of our really good SLG staff members. Yeah, Jagan, rock and roll. Okay, you guys ready for some red flowers? Red's easy. Oh, yeah, so I say. You know what I didn't do tonight? I didn't light any incense. I always light. I gotta light a stick of incense before I do this lesson. Well, we usually have music. Here's the thing. We're checking too to see, because I don't know if I want to when I'm doing this, because I think it would. Yeah, but incense we need. Let's do a stick of incense. I mean, Leonardo da Vinci was, in my opinion, probably the greatest genius of all time, just the range of what he did. But he believed, and when he worked, his studio, he wanted all the senses stimulated. He had incense burning, he had live, then they didn't have record players or, CDs. He had live musicians playing. He would have people around. He'd have, all these beautiful things to inspire him. And I get it. I mean, I do it as well. I thought it was kind of cool that I discovered he did the same thing. Does anybody have a light? Do I have a light? I know there's one here somewhere. Excuse me a second. Let's find. No smokers here. That's good. Was there? Oh, maybe no incense. Oh well, this is the shakedown cruise. Next week we'll have incense. Yeah, no light. We'll just pretend that's burning. Ah, it smells so good. Ah. Yeah, why? What time is it? Do I want it to keep going? Yeah. 10 minutes on which one?
The 90 minutes.
And that one is on which one? I just want to know.
Facebook.
I want to make a decision. Facebook, but YouTube's going. I don't think I can finish. Yeah. All right. So we have 10 minutes on Facebook. I think for tonight, I'm going to finish it right now. Let's do that. Let me finish real quick. Let me get these red flowers, and then we'll wrap it up and get ready for next week. All right. That's pretty much it. Okay, fast flowers. Why not? There's what I was looking for. Pure red in here. Since we're not selling this one tonight, I'll probably come back later and tweak this. I just want to get it enough. I want to get it enough done to finish the show. But it's going to take a little more time to get it right. All right. Okay, let's get a couple of white flowers in here. Without these big white flowers, that would be pretty boring. And I'm just doing what nature gave us. Arturo, I'm using the last of that white mixed up. Time for some more. Got just enough for this show, though. Put one down here to bring the eye down. There we go. Got a few minutes left. What are we doing? How much time? These little white dots that are on these purple guys. And all right. I think that's about as close as we're going to get today. He is? Okay. Yeah, he's at the bar. So Arturo, that's Jagan Seva, our amazing bartender. Jagan, thanks for coming tonight. Yay, for helping us out. We look forward to having some of you here in the gallery in the future as we open things up. But thanks for being part of our broadcast. Is Grace available? It's about time to wrap up the show, I think. Yeah, show number 1.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Dallas, Texas, man. The known center of the universe.
No, listen.
Wait, the center of the known universe.
It's going to be the
No, it's one of the-
center of the painting education program.
Pendy, yeah. 3D oil.
Bob Villa, or what was his name?
Bob Ross.
Bob
Oh, I totally. Here's what I want to. Yeah, it's going to be like. Yeah, I think I'm going to channel Bob Ross. Do you guys remember?
Yes.
I know a lot of people don't like it, but Hugh Hefner had a show called Playboy After Hours, where it was in his penthouse, and each week he'd have people add to his actual penthouse in Chicago and have all these stars and things, and each week was so cool. So I kind of want to channel Hugh Hefner and Bob Ross and bring them together, and then maybe throw in a little shopping channel just for the hell of it.
You're right.
Start selling this stuff. Yeah. Grace, you about ready to wrap up?
I'm ready.
Do you have your mic? I love this. So, all right, guys, this actually is not done, but we're going to go ahead and wrap up early. I'll finish it later, and we'll show you a picture next week, or 2 weeks from tonight. Come on in, my dear.
2 weeks from tonight.
Okay, let's go ahead and wrap up. Well, okay, is that okay for tonight, guys? Good? All right. Good, thank you.
I don't know, I think the applause could have been a bit louder. No, I'm just joking.
So, okay, so to like summarize, this is our first Reflection Friday. And we're basically going to make this an ongoing show. And for at least for the summer, we're going to do our next show in 2 weeks. And from that point, for the rest of the summer, it will be every week. And we'll be doing all kinds of fun things
Yeah.
and just,
Having a few people here,
yeah,
live streaming for everyone at home.
spreading the law of attraction,
Yes.
good energy.
art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you guys, this is, Marcus, is this our, hey Marcus, is this our camera? Is this where we're on? Just so I want to know who I'm talking to. See, we're really professional here. Anyway, so you guys who tuned in tonight, we've been working on this for a while, but we just really started publicizing it yesterday. So those of you brave souls who did show up, thank you. But we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yes.
2 weeks from tonight.
2 weeks from tonight, Friday night, same time, 6:30 CDT time. So if you are in another state or time zone or across the world somewhere, make sure to tune in at the right time.
That's right. Don't
Yes.
miss it.
Don't miss it.
And I'm trying to think what else. Well, guys, it's just an honor for those of you who came. We've got Kristen Rivas, our director,
Yes.
Arturo Marino. Come in here, guys. Let's get our staff up here. These guys, and we have been quarantined together, okay? So we're
Yeah.
being safe, but we're doing good. And look at Arturo with his Samuel Lynne Galleries
I know.
gloves and mask. But
I
thank
know.
you for tuning in. And you know what? I want to end with this. We are reflectionists, but you know what? It's all a reflection of you. So let us finish tonight with love, light, and namaste. We'll see you guys next week.
We'll see you next week, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Yay. Good job.